Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dork Side. I am the Dork in the Road, and today we're going to talk about my 5 favorite things. 5 things I love about dual sport riding. That's right everyone, I am the Dork in the Road and I want to be your internet riding buddy. And I'm better than your regular riding buddies because I'm available whenever you want and I come with a mute button. So please consider subscribing and don't forget to turn on those notifications so that you know when I post awesome new dual sport and adventure motorcycling content just like this. There are many things I love about dual sport riding. Many, countless things, too many to name. But in this video, I just want to share with you 5 of my favorite things about dual sport riding. 5 things that I'm curious if you also enjoy if you're a dual sport rider, and 5 things that I know you will enjoy if you're thinking about becoming a dual sport rider. But first, I gotta get gas.
You're all set.
All right, awesome, thank you. That's it. $3.22. And I love this thing. You're probably saying to yourself, what the hell's with this guy? He's talking to us about dual sport riding, but he's riding on the street. Well, one, dual sport, right? So off-road is one part of the dual, on-road is the other part of the dual. That's one of the things I love about these bikes. And 2, it's just an after-evening ride. I don't have time to get out to the woods. And 3, Corona's just kind of making it a pain in the ass to do anything you want to do lately, so deal with it. Let's talk about the 5 things that I love about dual sport riding. So the first thing that I want to share with you that I love about dual sport riding is exploration. These guys are doing sword fighting stuff. Any road, any trail, any goat path, if you're brave enough, that you see is somewhere that you can go. There are no limits on a dual sport motorcycle. If you're driving up a highway and you see a random logging road, you can take it. And if you're riding in the woods in the backcountry and you end up hitting a highway, you can hop on the highway and take the highway home or cross the highway. There are no limits. You're not limited to only off-road. You're not limited to only on-road. You can explore anywhere. If you like to explore, if the prospect of seeing a thing and going, I wonder where that goes, and being able to follow it somewhere and figure out where it goes appeals to you, man, dual sport riding might be for you. You have the ability to do it legally on the road, explore roads wherever they go, and you have the capability to do it off-road. You can't beat a dual sport motorcycle for that. You just can't. And some of these points are going to overlap a little bit because you know, they all sort of get at what makes dual sports so great. So the second thing I love about dual sport riding is also a thing that I love about dual sport motorcycles, and I already kind of alluded to it in my first point, but it's the versatility. These bikes can do anything. I always say that a dual sport bike can do anything any other bike can do, 75 to 80% as well. Yes, they're primarily focused on off-road riding, more capable off-road than a street bike, right? But that doesn't mean you can't ride it on the street. I'm doing it right now. I'm demonstrating that you can in fact ride it on the street with no hands if you want. If you have a short commute, a dual sport like this is great for that. Great gas mileage, and they're nimble. There's a reason why they turned dual sports into supermotos. You want to ride in the woods? You can. You want to take it out and ride trails alongside dudes on dirt bikes? You totally can. I've done it. I'm slower and it's heavier and it sucks more to pick it up, but you can do it. They're very versatile bikes. There's never going to be a time when you come up across something and you're like, yeah, I can't do that, right? And there are times when, on a street bike, say, you might come across some heinous technical off-road stuff and you're like, it's probably not the best bike for that. And the same thing with a dirt bike. If you're riding your dirt bike in the woods and suddenly you hit the highway, well, you're not going to be crossing that highway, at least not legally. One of the moments that really hit home how versatile and capable and how awesome it is to have one of these bikes for me was when we were riding trails up at San Diego HV up by Hoodoo here in Oregon, and we got off the trails and hit a road, and the road said street legal vehicles only. And so if we'd been in a quad or a side-by-side or on a dirt bike, we'd had to turn around. But we're street legal. We can go anywhere. We can do the trails and the road. You never miss a beat. It's just, this bike does it all. You can't go wrong. It's just really, really awesome. And that leads me to my third point. My third point is that on a dual sport motorcycle, every ride is an adventure. Even this one, where I'm just out putting around in farmers' fields. And not only is every ride an adventure, but you know that you're prepared for anything that comes across. If I'm out here riding and there's road construction, I did not come out here on purpose, and I turn down a road that is all torn up, I would be super puckered up on my street bike. But on my dual sport, I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't care. My dual sport can handle it. I don't care if this is a muddy track. I don't care. I don't care if I have to ride through a field. I can, right? If I get into a parking lot and the parking lot's closed off, I have no qualms about hopping up over the curb or down the sidewalk or whatever I need to do. Same thing applies in the woods. Maybe you have a plan to go, take a well-known road over the mountain and just do some exploring, and you come across something in your path that you weren't expecting. Maybe the road's washed out. Maybe there's a log across it. You can go around that log or over that log. You can go through that water crossing on a dual sport. There's very few things that I'm not comfortable riding my dual sport in or on. Well, this bike is far more capable than I will ever be as a rider. It's a chicken or the egg kind of thing, right? Is every ride an adventure because you know that you can go anywhere you want? Or is the fact that you can go anywhere you want make every ride an adventure? Does it make you more likely to attempt new things, try stuff you wouldn't before? I don't know, and I don't care. I'm just excited about it. Number 4, man, these just flow really nicely into each other. It's like I planned it. And I sort of planned it, but not this well. I don't deserve this much credit. The 4th thing that I love about dual sport riding is it's full of surprises. Because you can go anywhere you want, you end up finding things that you weren't expecting to find, experiencing things that you weren't expecting to experience, going places that you've never been and that other people haven't been in a very long time. I've been down some abandoned logging roads that were so overgrown, there was no sign of anyone having been on them any time in years. There's no unexplored territory left in the world, apparently, but man, you can get into some long abandoned territory, some not recently explored territory. You feel like a pioneer. You feel like Lewis and Clark exploring brave new worlds, are really the remnants of an ancient civilization. I found all kinds of stuff that I never set out to find. Duckfan and I found that destroyed camper, torn apart, like shot to pieces and ripped apart, looked like by wild animals. It wasn't, it was just people. I found most of the bones of an elk when I was out not too long ago. We're getting on the freeway. That's one. Here's an example of being prepared for anything. I wasn't planning to get on the freeway, but guess what? I can. I'm doing it right now. Oh yeah. Not for very long though. If you want to see more of that, check out my 250cc dual sport on the freeway. I found hidden ponds, beaver ponds, long abandoned logging ponds, the coolest campsites in the middle of the woods, most is secluded and quiet, and the only thing that you can hear is yourself breathing and the occasional paranoia-inducing rustling in the bushes that usually turns out to be a squirrel. It is full of surprises. I have started down roads and ended up in places that I never imagined. This guy is not paying attention at all. Did you see that? He didn't stop, and he's not even looking. What a douche. I'm not gonna follow this guy. He's gonna crash. I think the dog is driving. At least the dog's paying attention. You never know where one of those unknown roads is gonna lead you. And I love that about it. I really do. Remnants of hundreds of year-old buildings, right? Like that old chimney that I found in a video. Just all kinds of cool stuff, There's a lot out there to be found. A lot of it's hidden and long abandoned, and your dual sport will take you to it if you let it. And the 5th and final thing that I really love about dual sport riding is something that we all desperately need right now. Things are stressful, the news is terrifying, people don't agree on much these days, you're not allowed to go out of your house. There's just a lot of stressful things going on. But when I get on this bike and I leave the highway and head up into the woods, all of that is gone. It goes away. The 5th thing that I love about dual sport riding is that it is the ultimate escape from everything. When I'm in the woods, it's me, my motorcycle, the sound of my exhaust, often my heavy breathing, the occasional squirrel or grouse skittering across the road. A deer, I run into a deer once in a while. That's it. The only thing I have to worry about is making sure I have enough gas to get back out of the woods, where my next turn is gonna be, how I'm gonna navigate the mud that's coming up, where I'm gonna stop for lunch, which path leads me to the most beautiful scenic vista, right? How many pictures have I taken of all the beautiful crap that I've found? In the woods, it is just you and your machine, your buddies if you go with them. There's no room for anything else. Riding a motorcycle is like meditating, because unlike a car, as we saw from our friend who was not paying attention but still driving a car, riding a motorcycle takes all of you. Takes all of your attention. Because you're focused intently on a task. I do some of my clearest thinking on a motorcycle, particularly in the woods, because I can let go of the stress and the things that you feel like you're carrying on your shoulders all the time. In the woods, it's just you, your bike, and the dirt road that you're traveling on, and that's all there's room for. It's an escape. It's literally an escape, because you get out of civilization, you get away from people, but it's equally importantly a mental escape, an opportunity to lay down your burdens and stresses and worries, an opportunity to get out into the woods and test yourself and feel confident in your abilities, know that you're capable of handling whatever comes at you, particularly on a dual sport bike. People always say riding a motorcycle is freedom, and that's a cliche, but it's true on so many levels. It's just true. That's why we do it. Those are my 5 things. Exploration, versatility, it's full of surprises. You have the ability to go anywhere and know that your motorcycle will handle it. It is the ultimate escape from everything, the ultimate opportunity to get away from it all. What do you think? Why do you love dual sport riding? Tell me in the comments, I'd love to hear. But for now, I just want to say thank you for coming along on this on-road dual sport adventure with me today. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your support. But for now, and as always, I just want to say thank you for watching, and please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.
Excellent!
Oh, one more thing. This is only one half of the coin. I love dual sport riding, but it's not perfect. So make sure you check out the 5 things I hate about dual sport riding video coming very soon. I'll put a link right here when it's ready. Check that out. Trespassers will be prosecuted. Damn, they have really... I wonder, is this clearly marked, or... I really like riding back there, but I feel like it might be no trespassing right now. I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 signs. I just don't know if it's clearly marked. Not much plausible deniability there, unfortunately. It's too bad, because I like riding back there. I mean, I would never ride back there. I never have, and I never will.